English by watching videos created for native speakers is super exciting, but it's often difficult and frustrating to do alone. Today, I'll help you to learn some business English expressions and understand some of the big ideas in a video from one of my favorite authors on habits and motivation. Hi, I'm your English coach, Christina, and welcome to Business English with Christina, where you become better at English and better at business. You know, having just a little help can make a big difference in how much you understand and learn when you watch real-life videos in English, like videos created for native speakers. So today, I want to help you to understand a video that I really like to help you get some interesting expressions from a video that you can find right here on YouTube, and it's by James Clear. Like I said, he's one of my favorite authors because of his book, there it is over there, Atomic Habits, which I definitely recommend if you can read books in English. Now, you might be interested in James Clear if you're interested in reaching your business goals or really improving any area in your life where you need good habits to succeed, like learning English, for example. So the big idea from his video that we're going to talk about today is if you can change your habits, you can change your life.
And so if you can change your habits, you can change your life.
And before we get into that video, let me just remind you that you can go to ChristinaRobofe.com/worksheets and get some free activities, a free worksheet that I've created to go with this video so that you can really test yourself, learn these expressions, use them in real life, and start creating good learning habits. Early in the video, James Clear talks about what would happen if you were able to improve by 1% each day.
If you were able to improve by 1% each day for an entire year.
And that means in some area of your life, you make some tiny change. Maybe you would learn some new expressions that make you just 1% better in English. But then you would do that for each day for an entire year. Because he also talks about all of these small changes adding up, as we would say in English. And he says,
and those gains compound, you would end up 37 times better at the end of the year.
If those gains compound, you would end up 37 times better at the end of the year. Now, if you work in finance or you just have a bank account with interest, you probably already know about compounding gains. Or basically, it's earning interest on your interest. And that means that when you start now and you keep going, the change at the end is much bigger than you might expect. And then just notice how he says the same thing in plain English.
The small habits and little choices are transforming us every day already.
Small habits and little choices are transforming us every day already. You know, since I'm a neurolanguage coach and a business owner, I love this idea that starting small and simple just to get that new habit is great, and then being consistent about it is what's going to make that big change. And, you know, so many of the people that I've worked with to improve their English, they've put these things in place for their own English practice and, you know, made bigger changes than they thought possible just by starting small and simple and easy. Because often getting started, it's the hardest part. Speaking of that sort of topic of motivation and getting started, on the topic of motivation, James Clear says,
many people think that they lack motivation when what they really lack is clarity.
Many people think they lack motivation when what they really lack is clarity. In this case, if you lack motivation, it means you don't have enough motivation. But what does it mean to lack clarity? It means to not have a good mental image or a good understanding of the real problem. And one of the big problems that James Clear points out is in the video is when you don't have a plan for starting your new habit, which simply means that you don't really know, you haven't decided how you're going to reach your goal. You've got the goal, but you don't know what to do next. And he talks about the importance of having a plan when he says,
but instead you can take the decision making out of it by explicitly stating when, where, and how you want to implement the habit.
You can take the decision making out of it by explicitly stating when, where, and how you will implement the habit. Here, to take the decision making out of something, it means that you remove the need to make any choice about your new habit. And when you don't have to choose, it's easier to act. I've signed up for a running plan program because it means I don't have to think about what I need to do. I just have to check the app, see what the coach tells me to do, and I go and do it. And I promise you, it makes my life so much easier. And more importantly, it makes it easier to stick with the plan, and that helps you reach your goals. Now, going back to James Clear, he said explicitly stating something. So when you explicitly state something, it just means that you say or you write exactly what you mean so that there's no confusion, no ambiguity. It's just very clear. And to implement a habit, it simply means to start your new habit, to put it in place. You could also say to implement a plan, to take an idea and then to put it into action. And I just, think about it for a minute. Is there a habit that you would like to implement that could change your life? And maybe you want to make that new habit practicing your business English regularly. Well, you're in luck because, as I say, if you don't use it, you lose it. And here's how you can use what you learned today and also start implementing some new habits for improving your English. So first thing you can do, tell me about the habit that you would like to start. And you can put that down in the comments. And then the next thing to hold you accountable and help you to get started is I want you to write down exactly what you'll do to begin that new habit. Like James Clear said, make it explicit. This is the perfect opportunity to practice, to make sure that you are starting your new habits and practicing your English and using it correctly. If you liked this type of lesson where I take a, let's say, real-world video created for native speakers and then break it down, divide it into smaller parts to help you to understand it, let me know. It's something new that we're trying. There is a part 2, so whether you like it or not, you are going to get the part 2. Anyway, just let me know what you think of this type of video. And there are 3 ways that you can tell me. You can give this lesson a thumbs up on YouTube and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any future business English lessons. You can also go to ChristinaRobofe.com/worksheets and get the free worksheet that goes with this lesson to test what you've learned. And of course, you can watch this next lesson, which is all about feeling absolutely confident in English with less effort, starting in just 2 minutes per day. All right, thank you so much for improving your English and yourself with Business English with Christina, and I'll see you next time.